Hoping that my TikTok family is able to find me here. I'm using this new streaming platform that it's called Restream, and it's going to be connecting TikTok with Facebook with YouTube. I'm wanting to put more longer, detailed content on YouTube, and I'd like to be able to like pull TikTok into this because I have so many followers on TikTok, but I'd really like to get into longer form content because TikTok, it's only a minute or two. There's so much to talk about, you guys. Like, there's so much to talk about. I can't even stand it. Like, I can't wait to get you guys understanding what's going on with autoimmunity, all the things that you can be doing with your autoimmunity. So many people are contacting me. I mean, I have like pages and pages and pages of like comments and please answer me and help me, help me, help me. And I'm trying to get to this and it's just hurting my heart. I really want to be able to get to all of you. And so many of you are talking about positive ANA. Now, let's talk about positive ANA because it is the scariest autoimmune condition that's going on right now because you don't know what you've got, right? You don't know. Is there something going to be turning into lupus? Is it going to be turning into systemic scleroderma? Is it something that's going to go into Sjogren's, which is like dry eyes and dry mouth, and it's kind of like drying out of your tissues, right? Now, do you know if you're going to have rheumatoid arthritis? It's like this, you have this idea of what could happen, and it makes us all so anxious. Now, I have a positive ANA as well. My daughter has a positive ANA as well. I'm very well versed on ANA because it's the thing that I worked so hard in studying with functional medicine to try to understand all the ways that we can calm this down. Okay. So things we're going to think about today is we're going to think about like, what is your autoimmune marker? Okay. So you could have Hashimoto's, right? That's positive thyroid globulin antibodies, positive thyroid peroxidase. What's thyroid peroxidase? Do you remember as a little kid, did you put like hydrogen peroxide on a cut and it kind of bubbled up and you could see that little bubbly stuff? If you could see that bubbly stuff here, that's what's coming off your thyroid. That's thyroid peroxidase. That comes out, it goes into the bloodstream, and we can pick it up. And that's what's being picked up in your bloodstream. So we want to know, like, is your thyroid getting destroyed? And if it is, what are we going to do about it? Because we can't just sit back and wait for your thyroid to be destroyed. We can't just sit back and go, oh, well, I guess my joints are being destroyed, whatever. That's not how we're going to work this. So there's a lot of strategies in functional medicine that we can weave in with traditional medicine, and we can really help to get your immune system sorted out and try to figure out how are we going to calm this down. Okay, so let's talk about a big button with autoimmunity. Big button is gluten. Like, what's the deal with gluten, right? So gluten is part of wheat. And the wheat grain was hybridized. It's been hybridized for the last 40, 50 years, and they've changed it a lot. So they've changed this wheat so that it actually looks weirdly like our own tissues of our body. It's called molecular mimicry. It's the weirdest thing, you guys. So this food looks so much like the protein structure of our body that when we eat it, it can actually drive your immune system to attack your own body. Isn't that crazy? It's the craziest thing. Immunology is crazy. Now, gluten and dairy can be a little triggery for anybody with autoimmunity. It doesn't matter what you have. So let's talk about like Hashimoto's and lupus and rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. And I mean, you name the autoimmune condition, it's all kind of lumped into one basket. And we want to talk about what it's going to take to get your immune system to go from like crazy attacking to chilled out and settled. Okay, so I want to find out from y'all, what are you thinking is your root cause? Like, when did this start? Like, what happened to you? So did you get really stressed? Did you have a big loss? Was your cortisol super high? I mean, people can be kind of coming out of abusive relationships and they can trigger autoimmunity. They can have a big loss of a parent and they have autoimmunity. Now, you can have a baby or go into menopause and it can trigger autoimmunity because that's a big hormone shift, right? So that can happen. Now, also, COVID was really tricky. Viruses in general are tricky, right? So it triggers your immune system to get really active, like the flu, like mono, you name it, the herpes virus. These things can trigger your immune system to go, hey, I'm going to fight. And then, hey, I'm going to really fight. And then I'm going to actually attack my own body too, right? So we want to think about, did this trigger after you had mono? Did it trigger after a vaccine? Did it trigger because you had the flu? These are all things, these are very warranted situations that can trigger autoimmunity. Now, also, do you get real bad digestion like bloating? Do you get, hey, you eat gluten or wheat or dairy and you get a big bloated belly? Do you have leaky gut? That kind of all lives in the same world too. So we want to think about that. Other things we want to think about. Man, the craziest story I've ever had is one of my patients was out spraying all this poison to kill spiders in a garage that was closed. She did that 3 or 4 nights in a row. And then all of a sudden, she developed a very aggressive form of MS. So that was really crazy. And it just came on fast. Like all of a sudden, she had numbness and tingling from her hands all the way to her chest and from her legs all the way up to the point that she couldn't breathe very well. So she probably had a low level of MS happening. And then she had a toxin trigger, right? A poison trigger. And it triggered her immune system to go crazy. So that's important to know, like that you can get exposed to chemicals and those chemicals can trigger your immune system and your immune system can get overactive. And that's that. Now, once that autoimmunity is triggered, it's not something that you can just switch the light switch back off, because once that it's switched on, it's on. So we do have a little volume knob that we can use to kind of bring it down and bring it up, make it worse, make it better. So that's what I'm working with patients, is just trying to get all of y'all to understand, how do we calm this down, right? How do we get it to settle? So that's important to know. Now, what about vitamin D? Are you guys taking vitamin D? Because you need to be taking vitamin D. Like, it's really, really important. So it's the number one supplement I want you to be on. Vitamin D is an immune system modulator. Modulation is like, hey, you're going kind of crazy, and modulation is leveling out. Okay. So we want to think about things that are going to calm your immune system down. Okay. So that's going to be important. Now, what about a supplement called glutathione? Has anybody heard of that? I want you to think about looking for some glutathione. If you need a link, DM me and let me know. I'm happy to send you a link. So trisomal glutathione from Apex is my favorite. Quicksilver is a good one. Symbiotica has a good one. Designs for Health has a good one. And all of them this is an antioxidant. So an antioxidant is something that protects your tissues. So if you have tissues, like if your thyroid is being attacked, if your joints are being attacked, it can help protect your tissues from, attack, because that's something that we need, because you're getting attacked and things are getting destroyed. Okay. So we want to be careful. We only have so much tissue in our body and we don't want things to be getting destroyed. Okay. So now what about rheumatoid arthritis? So rheumatoid arthritis is where your hands get attacked, your knuckles get attacked, your wrists can get attacked, your feet, your toes. These are all joints. It can be in your ankles. It can be in your knees. So it hurts in your joints, right? So people usually know if they have a family member that's had rheumatoid arthritis, you can get this tested, rheumatoid factor and anti-CCP. So if you have questions about specific, ANA or specific things, I think I'm going to make a video next on, and I'll probably make this on YouTube because it's going to be a little longer. I'm going to be going through all the patterns of ANA, and we're going to talk about all the different patterns, what they can go to, what these mean, because that's my biggest question I have going on, is that everybody wants to know what their ANA pattern is. And I want to get to all of you. And it's all, there's so many people that are on my chat, and I really want to get back to everybody because I really want to help all of you understand what you need to be doing. Now, one of the things that I want to just chat about is the blood sugar. Do you have high blood sugar? Do you have too low of blood sugar? Because either one of those, in the high range or the low range, can really trigger autoimmunity to get rolling. So we want to think about that. We want to think about, getting your autoimmunity under control with all these different concepts. So this is something that I'm going to be popping on a lot of lives. I want to answer questions. If you guys have questions, or if you have things that you want answered, pop in and let me know. I'm happy to answer all your questions, and let's get this autoimmunity to calm down. We'll see you soon.